I've seen things in prison. Gang wars, brutal fights, even escape attempts. But nothing prepared me for this. When they transferred me to North Frost Penitentiary, I knew something was wrong. No murderers, no gang members, just professional criminals. Then the rules made it clear. If you see faceless guards hide, never enter the medical ward. The warden hunts at 3:33 a.m. Before I could even question it, the alarms blared, and the nightmare began. Would you survive a prison like this? Stick around to find out. I've been in and out of prison since I was 17, thinking I'd seen it all. Gang wars, stabbings, brutal fights, and even escapes. But nothing compared to what I was about to experience. McDonald, 40222, a guard bellowed. I sat up, my thin mattress releasing a stale breath of air. Through the bars, I saw Officer Shea, a massive, lazy man with a bad attitude. I'd once seen an inmate break his nose with a single punch. An amusing memory. He handed me a paper. You're being transferred. Pack up. This is your last day at Springfield Correctional. I should have been happy. Place was a hellhole. Cold food, bleach-scented air, and freezing nights. But I had friends here, people I could trust. Moving meant starting over, navigating new dangers. Better the devil you know, right? That evening, I carried my meager belongings in a plastic bag. Prison clothes, a toothbrush, a Bible, a radio. It was a depressing sight. Good luck, friend, called Alvin, an old acquaintance. I nodded. I hadn't seen my family in 5 years. No visits, no letters. I had no one. Shay walked beside me wheezing. I'm assigned to go with you. Excited? There are worse people than you, Shay. We boarded the prison bus. Only one other inmate sat in the back. A bald, eyebrowless guy. He said, "Sup?" Shay squeezed onto the bench, making it groan. This place is new. Experimental, they said. Only certain prisoners qualify. What kind? I asked. No murderers. No gang members. Long records, though. Like a prison for professionals. The other inmate, Timmy, scoffed. I ain't a murderer. My ex-girlfriend killed her parents while I was tripping on acid. Shay shrugged. You weren't convicted. Doesn't count. We drove for hours, through endless forest. No houses, no cars. This place is dead, I muttered. As we entered the facility, the garage door slammed shut. Darkness engulfed us. Shay led us through with a flashlight. Strange objects gleamed in the shadows. Thumbscrews, iron masks, and a wicked, bladed device I recognized as a pair of anguish. What kind of prison is this? I whispered. A red light glowed ahead. A sign read, North Frost Penitentiary. Another listed bizarre rules. If you see faceless guards, hide. Emergency red lights mean danger. Never enter the medical ward. The warden roams at 3:33 a.m. looking for human meat. Don't let him find you. This a joke? Timmy asked. A robotic voice crackled over an intercom. Remove their chains and send them inside. Shay sighed. Good luck, boys. As the door locked behind us, alarms blared. Red emergency lights flickered. My stomach dropped. The rules. I remembered them now. Red lights mean hide. A scream rang out. Timmy bolted back, yanking the locked door. Gurgling sounds followed, then silence. Ahead, a body lay twisted, its throat torn open. A shadow loomed at the hallway's end. Go left, I hissed. We ran, but a nightmare followed. It had shiny black skin, dagger-like claws, and empty white eyes. A centipede werewolf hybrid. It unhinged its jaw, revealing rows of blood-soaked fangs. I shoved through a random door. Inside, inmates cowered. A pale face peeked from a bunk. Hide, he gasped. Too late. Creature lunged, snapping a man's neck, then bit off his head in a single chomp. Get me out of here, Timmy whimpered, blood pouring from deep gashes on his back. I yanked him toward the only open door, the one labeled medical ward. The rules said, never go inside. Too late now. I spotted a glass cabinet filled with first aid supplies. Bandages, alcohol, an antiseptic. Rushing towards it, I yanked it open, while Timmy limped behind me, groaning in pain. "Damn it! I think those claws went down to the bone," he gasped. "You'll be okay," I assured him, wrapping a bandage around his wound. It could have been worse. The universe wasted no time proving me right. A soft giggle echoed from under one of the beds. Timmy and I froze. Two rotted hands emerged, dragging a mutilated little girl behind them. Black stitches crisscrossed her decayed skin, and dark, clotted blood oozed from her wounds. She had no eyes, just empty sockets staring at me like endless voids. As she stood, her giggles morphed into hysterical, gurgling laughter. Then she lunged. I barely had time to react before the silver flash of a scalpel slashed across my palm. A cold, burning pain shot through my arm. But before I could scream, the emergency lights flickered off, replaced by a strobing white glow. Timmy tackled the undead girl to the floor, but more rotted hands reached from beneath the beds. Small, skeletal fingers covered in sores and writhing larvae. We were surrounded. "Run!" I screamed. Yanking Timmy to his feet, more undead children crawled out, their tiny hands clutching scalpels and surgical tools. Pain exploded in my thigh. Looking down, I saw a knife buried deep. A grinning, eyeless boy leered up at me. I collapsed, the swarm closing in. Knowing we were about to die, I whispered a final prayer. A gunshot shattered the chaos. The girl's head exploded in a spray of maggots and bone fragments. I looked up. Shay stood in the doorway, pistol raised. "Move, now," he yelled. Timmy and I didn't hesitate. Shay fired round after round, covering our escape as we staggered out of the medical ward, bloodied but alive. "Why'd you come back?" I asked, breathless. "Driver's dead," Shay panted. "Throat ripped out. I grabbed the keys and came back for you. Now let's get out of here." Before we could move, a voice called out. A man in a black correctional officer's uniform approached. Something was off. As he got closer, I realized he had no face, just smooth, featureless white skin. "You must report to the medical ward." His voice echoed from everywhere at once. Shay tried bluffing, flashing his stolen ID. The faceless officer ignored him, radioing in. Resistance detected near Dormitory 1. Without thinking, Shay knocked the radio from his grip. The officer drew his pistol and fired. Shay crumpled, blood blooming across his chest. Timmy lunged, scalpel in hand, stabbing the creature's neck. Its blood, dark as soot, spurted out as it choked on its own death gasps. Grabbing their weapons, we ran. More faceless men appeared in the distance. We ducked into the gym, panting for breath. That's when we heard it. A guttural, inhuman roar. A decapitated body crashed into the wall, and the warden followed. 10 feet tall, reptilian eyes gleaming from a skull-like face, he sprinted at us. Timmy fired, but the monster barely flinched before launching him across the room with a sickening crunch. I emptied my clip into the warden's head, finally dropping him. Turning to Timmy, I saw shattered bones and blood pooling around him. "I'm sorry, Timmy," I whispered, as his final breath rattled out. On the warden's corpse, I found keys. Hope surged through me. I sprinted downstairs, unlocking the door, hot-wiring a van, and ploughing through the gates. The engine died miles away, but I didn't care. I had escaped that hell. I just prayed I'd never find myself there again. If you were trapped in North Frost Penitentiary and saw the faceless guards coming, would you fight or hide? Let me know in the comments. And if you love terrifying stories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more.